Have you ever felt like you're living the same day over and over again? Not in a good way, but in that frustrating, stuck-in-a-loop kind of way. You wake up with incredible intentions. Today is the day you'll eat healthy. Today is the day you'll finish that project. Today is the day you'll finally speak up in that meeting. You feel the energy. You feel the motivation. You feel the certainty. And then, somehow, by the end of the day, you find yourself right back where you started. The salad is still in the fridge, untouched. The project is still a blank page. The words you wanted to say are still caught in your throat. This isn't just a bad day, it's a pattern, a cycle that feels impossible to break. This feeling of being your own worst enemy is one of the most painful human experiences. It's a silent battle fought within your own mind. Think of it like trying to drive a car with the handbrake on. You can press the accelerator as hard as you want, but you won't get very far. The good news is that this is not your destiny. I want to make you a promise right here, right now. You have the power to break free from these habits that hold you captive. The life you envision, the one with more peace, more purpose, more progress, is not just a distant dream. It is entirely within your reach. The journey from self-sabotage to self-mastery is not about becoming a perfect person overnight. Instead, it is a journey of understanding, compassion, and taking small, intentional steps. This essay is your map. It's a guide to help you navigate your inner world and find your way back to your own side. Imagine waking up and feeling like you are your own greatest ally, not your own greatest obstacle. Imagine making choices that align with your deepest values, not your fleeting fears. Imagine looking back at your day with a sense of pride and fulfillment, knowing that you acted with intention and purpose. This is the transformation that is possible when you decide to stop standing in your own way and start walking a new path. This process is not magic, but it can feel magical. It's based on timeless wisdom and practical psychology. We are going to equip you with 7 simple, actionable steps that anyone can implement, starting today. They are designed to be simple, so you can focus your energy on what truly matters, taking consistent action. So take a deep breath. Let go of the frustration and the guilt you've been carrying. Today, we begin a new chapter. This promise is not just from me to you. It's a promise you can make to yourself. A promise that you are worthy of the effort. A promise that you are capable of building the life you desire. A promise that from this moment forward, you will learn to become your own best friend and your most dedicated supporter on this incredible journey of life. Let's begin. To solve a problem, we must first understand it. Self-sabotage isn't a character flaw. It's a misguided form of self-protection. Our brains are wired to keep us safe. Sometimes the strategies they use are outdated. Our brain interprets uncertainty as a threat. Consider someone who constantly procrastinates on a major work project. It's not because they're lazy. Often, it's because they're afraid. Fear of failure. What if their best still isn't good enough? Fear of success. What if more responsibility overwhelms them? Another reason is a deep belief that we aren't worthy of happiness or success. These beliefs are formed in childhood from messages in our environment, from our families, from early experiences. If you grew up feeling never quite good enough, you may carry that into adulthood. When a wonderful opportunity appears, loving partner, dream job, chance to shine, an inner voice may whisper, "You don't deserve this." Subconsciously, you start to push it away. You can't force change if your subconscious pulls the other way. It's like holding a beach ball underwater. Eventually, your arms tire and the ball bursts back up. Before we can implement new strategies, we must first become aware of what sets our self-sabotaging behaviors in motion. These moments are called triggers. A trigger is any event. A trigger is any feeling. A trigger is any thought that sparks an automatic, habitual response. Identifying your triggers is like turning on the lights in a dark room. Suddenly, you can see the obstacles clearly instead of just stumbling over them. Imagine your goal is to reduce your screen time in the evening. You find yourself scrolling endlessly on social media every night. What is the trigger? The trigger could be a feeling of loneliness after a long day. The trigger could be the stress from an unresolved conflict at work. The trigger could be simple boredom. The scrolling isn't the problem. It's the solution your brain has adopted to cope with the trigger. To find your triggers, you need to become a detective in your own life. When you catch yourself in a self-sabotaging act, pause for just a moment. Don't judge yourself. Just get curious. Ask yourself, what was I thinking right before this? What was I feeling? Where was I? Who was I with? Keep a small journal or a note on your phone. For 1 week, simply observe and record. You might notice that you only overeat after a call with a specific family member, or that you only procrastinate on tasks that make you feel insecure. This practice of observation is incredibly powerful. It creates a small space between the trigger and your response. In that space lies your freedom to choose. Now, by noticing the trigger, you have a moment of awareness. You can see the old familiar path of self-sabotage, but you can also see that there are other paths available. This awareness is not about blaming the trigger. It's about understanding its power over you so you can begin to take that power back. This is where your true journey of change begins. The first practical step on this journey is to cultivate a practice of detached observation. This is the art of watching your thoughts and feelings without getting entangled in them. Think of yourself as sitting on the bank of a river. The river is your mind, thoughts, feelings, urges. Your job is not to jump into the river and get swept away. Your job is simply to sit on the bank and watch everything float past. This practice, often called mindfulness, is the foundation for breaking free from reactive, automatic patterns. When a self-sabotaging urge arises, instead of fighting it or giving into it, try this: acknowledge it. Give it a name. You could say to yourself, there is the urge to procrastinate, or hello, feeling of anxiety. By naming it, you create a separation between you, the observer, and the feeling or thought. You are not your anxiety. You are the one who is experiencing anxiety. This subtle shift in perspective is, honestly, monumental. It stops you from over-identifying with the fleeting contents of your mind. A simple way to practice this is to set aside just 5 minutes each day to sit in silence. Close your eyes and notice your breath. As thoughts come up, as they inevitably will, just label them thinking and gently guide your attention back to your breath. Don't get frustrated when your mind wanders. That's what minds do. The practice is not about having an empty mind. It's about the gentle act of returning over and over again. Step 2 is to consciously rewrite the limiting stories you tell yourself. We all have an inner narrator, and for many who self-sabotage, that narrator is incredibly critical. Your task is to become the author of a new story. This begins by identifying the old, unhelpful narrative. Listen for the I am statements that hold you back. I am not disciplined. I am not good enough. Once you identify a limiting belief, you can challenge it. Is it really 100% true? Can you find any evidence from your past that contradicts it? Now create a new, empowering story. This isn't about lying to yourself. It's about shifting your focus to a more empowering truth. Instead of, I am not disciplined, I am learning to be more consistent every day. Instead of, I am not good enough, I am a work in progress, and I am worthy of love and success right now. This brings us to step 3, build tiny habits. Big, drastic changes often trigger our brain's fear response, leading to resistance and self-sabotage. The secret to lasting change is to start so small that it feels almost effortless. If your goal is to write a book, don't start with writing a chapter a day. Start with the tiny habit of writing 1 sentence a day. If your goal is to meditate for 20 minutes, start with 1 minute. The goal here is not immediate results. It's consistency. You are proving to yourself through action that your new story is true. The power of a tiny habit is that it bypasses the brain's resistance. By succeeding at this tiny task, you get a small hit of dopamine, the brain's reward chemical. This makes you more likely to repeat the behavior tomorrow. This is how you build momentum. This combination of a new story and a tiny habit is a powerful engine for change. Step 4 is one of the most crucial yet often overlooked elements of change. Practice self-compassion. You are going to have setbacks. There will be days when you fall back into old patterns. This is not a sign of failure. It is a normal part of the process. Your job is to respond not with criticism, but with kindness. Imagine a small child learning to walk. When they stumble and fall, do you scold them? Of course not. You pick them up, comfort them, and encourage them to try again. You must learn to treat yourself with that same gentle encouragement. When you have a setback, talk to yourself as you would a dear friend. Say, "It's okay, that was a difficult moment. You're learning something new, and it takes time. What can we learn from this, and how can we begin again?" Now we introduce step 5, create accountability. While the journey is internal, the support system is external. Sharing your goals with someone you trust can dramatically increase your chances of success. It's about finding a supportive ally who can be your cheerleader. This could be a trusted friend, a family member, a coach, a therapist. Step 6 is to consciously and deliberately celebrate your small wins. Our brains are often wired with a negativity bias, meaning we tend to focus on what went wrong rather than what went right. When you successfully complete your tiny habit, no matter how small, take a moment to acknowledge it. Did you choose to take a walk instead of scrolling on your phone? That is a win. Did you speak up for yourself in a small way? That is a huge win. Did you pause and practice self-compassion after a mistake? That is a profound win. The celebration doesn't have to be extravagant. It can be a simple internal acknowledgement. You can say to yourself, "I'm proud of myself for that choice." This practice does something very important in your brain. It reinforces the new neural pathway you are building. Finally, we arrive at step 7, seek wise counsel. This means learning from those who have walked the path before you. Reading books, listening to podcasts, watching videos from teachers and experts who inspire you. It means filling your mind with wisdom, encouragement, and new perspectives. We have walked through the reasons we self-sabotage and the 7 steps you can take to reclaim your power. The journey begins with a single conscious choice to start. That choice can be made right now. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a victory. Every time you choose a new response over an old reaction, you are rewriting your future. Every time you treat yourself with kindness instead of criticism, you are healing a part of your past. The journey of overcoming self-sabotage can sometimes feel lonely, but it doesn't have to be. Your story has power. I invite you to share a story in the comments below about a pattern of self-sabotage you've recognized, or a small victory you've had in overcoming it. Your new story begins now.